Welcome to Bump Set Chat, the podcast where volleyball professionals come on and share their stories, experiences, and advice. And today, from University of Hawaii, Eleu Choy. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate you doing this. And the way we start things off is we do a few random questions. Are you ready?
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So, when it comes to cribbage, you've got a 4, 5, 6, and 7, and a pair of queens. Do you toss the queens into your crib and hope for a good cut or break up the run?
Okay, wait, is it my crib or is it the other
You know what? It'll be your opponent's crib.
opponent? Ooh, okay, that's a little tough. I might throw away the queens, to be honest. Just
Yeah.
because because you always have the potential of double run and that always like gives you more points.
There you go. I'd probably do a little safer. I'd get rid of the 4 and the 7, keep the 5 and the 6. I'll take my 3 point or 6 points guarantee, and maybe another 5 or a queen will show up or
Oh,
something.
wow. Okay, I'm more of a gambling man. I'm not gonna
Ah,
lie. I'm more of a gambling man. Go big or
nice.
go home.
All right, second question. So, if they played intro songs for the players, what would your song be?
Oh, that's a good one. I think mines would be Hawaiian Superman by the is, yeah. Yeah, because like I don't know, I kind of want to show my Hawaiian background a bit.
All right, here we
Yeah.
go. And speaking of the Hawaiian background, you're coming back off a long road trip. What is that one meal you're looking forward to?
And one meal, I'll be honest, my dad's beef stew
Nice.
definitely like coming back home from like for that.
Yeah. And now, last question. What is one TV show or movie you watch way too many times?
Oh, that is a very good question. I'll say How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
Because like I don't know, it's just that it's the right comedy for me.
Yeah.
And like it's so quirky, like and like my favorite character is Barney just because like I don't know, he makes the show in my opinion. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, hey, congrats on a great season. You guys came up a little bit short, but you still had a great year, though.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, like I said before, like I said in other like news and all that, like I
Yeah.
told him like, I think we did really good. A lot of people didn't expect us to even make the term in the first place. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, granted we didn't play our best that last game. But it just shows the potential going in next year of these other group of young men. Like I'm just very excited to see like what they can do next year and all that.
Yeah. And, let's not forget you guys won the conference. An epic match at home, taking out Long Beach, dude. That must have been amazing.
No, yeah, I mean, like not to mention during our senior weekend, like just have both nights sell out back to back.
Yeah.
And then like our of course our very last game in the stand being at Big West. I mean, luckily we had the Big West to be here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think it was the best way to kind of like end like at least to have one last game here.
Yeah. Nice. And now, for you, when did you discover volleyball?
Well, my whole family has been about volleyball. We live, breathe volleyball. Like my dad, my mom were are coaches. My sister played at Utah for 3 years and then came back to Hawaii for her master's
Oh,
and played
nice.
1 year. Yeah, for UH. So then I was kind of glad that she came back so I could watch her. But then for me, like my first sport was actually baseball.
Yeah.
So that was like my first love. And then I kind of want to stick with it. And I kind of been around volleyball a little bit because my dad would take me into his practice gyms, kind of like help shag.
Yeah.
And also that's kind of like his multitask of taking care of me and also being a coach and all that. So yeah, so it's kind of bound to happen for me to play volleyball. But I kind of started around like 8 years old, but
Okay.
just for fun, like,
Yeah.
just pepper in the backyard or like just go to clinics just to like, yeah, just keep them occupied or get keep them out of trouble, kind of like that.
Nice.
But I
Eh,
took it more seriously, like I would say around junior year. Yeah, around junior, I kind of took it a little more
yeah.
seriously.
Okay. And now, what is the hook it has on you that it's, that's your sport? That has been your sport now since you were 8.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess. I honestly thought baseball would be that sport, like me going to college and kind of just playing for UH or
Yeah.
playing somewhere else. But yeah, like I don't know, it just happened because I think like part of it was Bailey, my sister.
Mm-hmm.
She inspired me to kind of like pursue volleyball because all the great things she did in high school and she did in college. I was like, man, that's really cool. Like, maybe I should try to do a
Yeah.
little volleyball myself too. Yeah,
Okay.
so she was kind of big, kind of big
Nice.
reason why I played volleyball in college.
And now you're a libero, so what would you say is the libero spirit animal?
Spirit animal. Oh, dang. Um, well, I think a libero gotta be loud.
Yeah.
He's gotta be quick. He's gotta be very energetic, constant engagement on the court. So I don't know. I'll say like
Borderline
a
crazy too, because you throw yourself at the ball, and you're taking in those 80-mile-an-hour serves.
like I don't. That's so hard. I'll say like maybe I guess like a dog, like a
Yeah.
very like like a rapid dog,
Yeah.
always hungry for something, always hungry for more.
All right.
Like that's kind of how I say the spirit animal for liberos are.
Excellent. And now, did you play club volleyball when you were younger, or did you just play high school?
Yes, I did play club. I started club around like 12 years old.
Yeah.
Like at Kuikahi, and I hopped a little bit. So I went to like Alcoa around like 16's year, and then I went to back to Kuikahi 17's, 18's.
Yeah. And how important was your club experience to make you improve your play to enough to the level of being able to play in Division 1 in college?
But yeah, I mean like I feel like in order to like play into college, you gotta play like club
Yeah.
ball. And I noticed like when I was hopping to different clubs, like like they all had like different like philosophy of volleyball, and there's times where like I don't know if that's right or not. Like I had my opinion, especially
Yeah.
like because when you have like your family like as like volleyball family,
Mm-hmm.
and they have their ways, I'm like, just like man, I don't know who to listen and all that. So it kind of taught me to be a little more flexible,
Mm-hmm.
more open-minded,
Yeah.
and yeah, that's kind of like the big part like developing as a volleyball player is like figuring out like what kind of style do you play? Like do you like sometimes like this may work, sometimes this may not work. So
Yeah.
yeah, just like apply what you know and discard what you feel like you don't need.
Yeah.
And like for example, I'll say like Alcoa, like because this when like kind of like Coach Milan was kind of like helping running it out, and yeah, like it was so technical. Like there's a lot of repetition, like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
balls coming at you. And yeah, like he was very like specific on like, what you need to work on and to be a little more loose versus like Kuikahi. They really emphasize on like the mentality of the game.
Yeah.
Like every time like we like slap hands, like we made a mistake, like oh shucks or whatever. And they say he's like coach like get mad, like, hey, next play, next play. So like it's always like looking for the next play or like, hey, the game's not over, just keep playing. Like
Yeah. Don't
they
dwell on the
really
past. Keep moving forward.
yeah. So that kind of also got me started like, hey, this is like it's volleyball. It's just a game in the end.
Right.
Like yeah, like so that's why like all these different philosophies of volleyball like I learned from. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's why it's like it's really helpful to kind of like jump around different clubs to
Mm-hmm.
experience like look at like perspectives of like of other coaches and other players
Exactly.
how they
Yeah.
play. Because
Yeah.
there's not always a right one and all that.
Yeah.
And then in
Absolutely.
the end, you're as a athlete, you're the one that is going to be on that court, and you're going to be the one that performing. So it's really up to you.
Yeah, 100%. Great. Great answer. And now, what was your path to UH? What made you pick, to play for the green and white?
The funny thing is, I actually didn't plan on playing for UH. Not till like the end of junior year.
Yeah.
So first of all, my dream was always to be able to like play in a stand sheriff in front of like thousands of people like for especially for like a local boy like me like the dream is just to like play in front of like the home crowd, right?
Yeah.
And I always had this dream like but I thought to myself like, I don't know if I'm gonna be good enough for that, so I just kept playing club, and then I got a text from Coach Joshua Walker, currently right now assistant coach at Baylor,
Okay.
I believe. And so then I think it was at the end of the junior year, and he told me like, hey, like you interested in playing volleyball? So like I remember I went in my room, I was bawling tears like, oh my God. oh my God, what the coach from Yushin is asking me if I'm interested. I was like, oh yes, I'm so interested in all that. And so that's from there is kind of like when I started taking it a little more serious, I started training a little more harder
Mm-hmm.
and all that. And then I played I played like high school only like in junior year
Yeah.
of yeah, junior year, then senior year. Because I played baseball in freshman year and took a break in sophomore.
Yeah.
And so then senior came, and when I say like just before graduation, I literally mean just before graduation. Like I went Farrington High School, and right across the street is KFC. So I was after school, I went to KFC because I was waiting to do volleyball practice.
Yeah.
And this was 3 days before our graduation where we walk and do the ceremony and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm eating my famous bowl, and I get a call from Coach Josh. And so I look at my phone, like, oh shit, this is important. So I answer it and say, oh, what's up, coach? And he's like, hey, lady, how you doing? I was like, I'm doing good. I'm just at KFC right now, just enjoying my famous bowl. They say, oh, interesting. It was a little giggle. And then he said, like, hey, we have a roster spot open. Do you think you want do you think you want to join the team a bit? I say, yes, I am definitely in. And he was like, whoa, wait. Don't you want to talk to your family about it? Like, make a decision first. I'm like, no, it's all right. I think they'll be fine with it. Just put me down. Just put me down in the roster, coach. It's like, see, there's a little bit of a pause. And he's like, okay, maybe go talk to your parents first. Like, all right, I'll I'll call you back or text you later. Like, thanks, coach. I really appreciate the opportunity. He's saying you earned it, and then he said bye. So then I called my dad right after that
Yeah.
call ended. I was like, Dad, guess what? And he was like, what? It's like I have a spot on the roster for UH men's team. He's like, oh, really? What'd you say? I was like, oh, I'm in. And my dad was like, what? I was like, what? I was like, I told my man, I was like, oh, you can't make these decisions by yourself first. You gotta let us know. I'm like, oh, well, I said I was in. And so he's like, well, congratulations. Yeah, but just know, just because in a roster doesn't mean you're gonna be there for your whole 4 years or whatever
Right.
and all that. Like, that means you still have to keep working hard. I was like, okay, thank you. So, no, yeah, but I was like, that just shows like I was just so excited,
Right.
just to like have a look like for UH. So like my recruiting process is definitely unique
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't reach out to schools, I didn't send them emails, I didn't make like any like tapes
Yeah.
and cuts like of like like dating highlights or saying highlights, whatever. I was just very fortunate. I'll be honest. I was very fortunate that Coach Josh, who's such a nice guy,
Yeah.
to kind of like give me a chance to be on a team, and even like the coaching staff, like to keep me in the practices and just kind of like be surrounded by high level play. And I think that I was just very fortunate
Yeah.
to be on the team in general.
Nice. And what does it mean to you to wear the green and white and represent Hawaii on the court?
I mean, like it just means everything to me. Like it means the world. Like just being on the team is already a privilege. Like getting to know like a good group of guys and kind of like making that connection, especially like our diversity,
Mm-hmm.
like having like people from like Bulgaria, the France, like even like Brazil,
Yeah.
Greece, like all over the place. Like it's just so wonderful, and you learn from them a lot too. Like even their style of volleyball is like it's just so slightly different. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, this guy does like this, and this guy likes to hit here. This guy likes to do whatever. Like it's just like absolute honor to just be on a team.
Yeah.
And also like the culture that we develop over the years, like it's just wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Like just being with people that kind of have like the common goal.
Yeah.
Like we all want to win the natty, we all want to win the Big West. And just being that group, just to like knowing that, hey, we're all hungry and we're gonna work
Yeah.
hard, we're gonna push each other. And I think that's like that itself is already an honor.
Yeah. And now, how would you describe the culture on the team?
No, I mean, first of all, like you guys all here, like, hard work and like be a good teammate. But honestly, like the culture is like basically what can you do to contribute? And
Mm-hmm.
Charlie said him like Coach Charlie always said it to himself like, find your way to contribute. Like obviously there's gonna be people that are gonna be on the court and there's people gonna be on the bench, and like what can like ask yourself what can you do to contribute to your team? And like despite whether it's a big role, small role, just find a way you can contribute because everyone like everybody on that roster has to either like be out on the court or have to push the A side to like be better.
Yeah.
And the A side ain't always like the best t team in the country. Like the B side is the ones that gotta push them. Like we
Right.
gotta be the ones to like keep them accountable, or they have like we have to show them that hey, you guys are also vulnerable. So you gotta make sure you step up your game. Like and that's where like the practice gyms get so like like what's the right word? Competitive. Yeah, it
Yeah.
gets very aggressive, competitive and all that. And I think that's what builds our culture up is that when one guy starts catching up, then the ace side's like, man, I can't let this guy beat me out. So then he starts stepping his game up, and then keeps going, going, going. And I think that's what really kind of like it's a good precedent of what life is.
Yeah.
Because you
Mm-hmm.
know that life ain't gonna be easy and all that.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be that one guy that's gonna be better than you. There's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be that one guy that's gonna be up and working harder than you. And that's like the mentality that everyone has in this team.
Yeah.
And that's why like it kind of got me like, yeah, I gotta be on this team because this is gonna prepare me for life and this
Mm-hmm.
is what's gonna make me a better person in the long run.
Yeah. Very good. And now for you, coming into that first year, your freshman year, what was the biggest unknown?
Well, I didn't realize how like I knew we were good. I didn't realize we were really good, but it was so daunting too. Like I remember my first practice was like yesterday, and I think somehow we got our first practice in the stand sheriff. I'm like, whoa,
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna be playing in this arena. Like this is cool. And so I at the time like we had Rado, Pat Gassman, and Jakob on the team, and then we also had Gage,
Yeah.
Colton, all like the juggernauts, all the first teamers and all that. And like, I just watched them play. Like, dang, I'm on this team. Like, it's like these guys are adults. These are men.
Right.
And like, I see the balls flying. Like, holy cow! Because that jump from like high school and club to like
Yep.
college, like you realize that you're not playing your age group. You're playing with guys that are like 4 years, even five
Mm-hmm.
years older than you. Like, holy cow! But it was so daunting though.
Yeah. And
And
now,
yeah, like.
how was that adjustment of play? You're just talking about you seeing, you're like with club. Everybody plays their year for the most part, unless you play up. But for the most part, you're playing like the 18s and 18s and whatnot. But now you're coming into the gym. You're playing against, like you said, guys who are 4 years old, 4 years older. They've been working out, living volleyball. That level of play must be like balls traveling faster. You have people moving quicker, jumping higher.
No, yeah, I mean. That was like a message to me, like, oh, I gotta get my butt in the weight room. Like, I gotta be faster. I gotta be stronger.
Yeah.
And I was definitely not the strongest guy in the gym. I think like coming into my freshman year, I was 135 pounds. And I'm super light. I kid you not. But I was so fortunate that our weight trainer, Josh Elms, he really bulked me up, got me stronger and all that. He showed me the in and outs of speed drills and how to like build stamina for your legs, especially for liberos too.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like he did wonders for not just me, but for the whole team. Like he also told us like, hey, it's not just come in the weight room. Like when you have to be with the team, you also gotta like, get in the weight room for yourself because in the end, you're accountable for your own strength and your own yeah, you see your own strength and weaknesses.
Yeah. And for you, who were some of the teammates or mentors who helped you, the most during your time there at UH?
Yeah, I mean, at least my first year, like definitely Engage was one of them, and Brett Sheward, which he was also like a backup player slash kind of like libero.
Yeah.
Like those two guys were definitely like my one of my mentors, and they were like workhorses. Like they worked out a lot. Like I swear, like even during COVID, when the COVID hit, when they're on the island, I saw them like at a beach doing push-ups and like running up the running up the sandy slopes a bit, and then running back in the ocean, doing a couple of laps. Like, oh dang, you're
Wow.
working out. Like, I mean, that's just like I look at it like, man, I gotta start like doing that. Like, yeah, they're one of my inspirations of like the libero position too.
Yeah. Yeah, when I had Keoni on, he was telling me about during COVID, he broke into his high school gym to work out and train. It's like, you're a madman.
No, yeah, like oh, like I definitely miss Keoni on the team. Like he was such a wonderful guy, a wonderful teammate, another person that worked really hard.
Yeah.
Like not just on the court, but also in the weight room. Like he was such a wonder to play with, especially like when he was on the B side with us, Kurt and all that.
Yeah.
Like it was like we always had a nickname, like we were like the B side bangers and all. So like no, because like we knew our role already. Like
Yeah.
we knew that hey, we're gonna push the A side, and if you think about it, right, if we beat the A side and they win the national championship, technically we're the number one
Right.
team in the nation, not the A side.
Yeah.
Like if you really think about it.
Definitely. And now for you, what advice do you have for, the freshmen that are coming in and playing next year?
No, yeah, I mean, like for all like any freshman is to just stay proactive, stay like productive. Like never like right now you guys can afford to feel a little sorry. You guys can afford to be a little sloppy and all that, like make mistakes in the practice gym. But yeah, like take as much reps as possible, I would say, because like in the long run, like even though like even taking like 15 minutes of just like passing reps, like off the wall or doing something simple by yourself. Now, if you add it all up, like for 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna take you a long way
Yeah.
because like it's not about like how much you take, but it's how consistent you keep these repetitions.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the one thing I feel like every athlete needs to know is that it's not really like how much, but it's how consistent. Because
Yeah.
that in the long run, it's in the end, the best teams are the most consistent teams.
Yeah. Absolutely. And now for you, are there any moments in your time at UH that stand out as especially meaningful or unforgettable over the last 4 or 5 years you've been there?
Yeah, I mean, there is so much great. I had so much wonderful memories and all that. You know, just meeting those group of guys.
Yeah.
Like, there's ones that like, they're so serious, hard workers and all that. And there's a lot of those goofy ones. Like, whenever you have a bad day, those guys like they make you smile. And I think like we need a lot of those guys on a team too. Like, there's times where you gotta be serious, but there's also times where like, hey, like just smile a bit,
Yeah.
just loosen up. And I think, yeah, but one of I guess like my favorite memories, like our last game against Long Beach, or actually the senior night of like when we were playing Long Beach.
Yeah.
I remember when our schedule got first released, I was looking at the schedule like, okay, I'm looking down. I realized, wait. Long Beach is our senior night. Like, what the heck? Like, why? I was like, why
Yeah.
of all the teams in the nation or in the Big West, we choose Long Beach to be our senior night? Like,
Yeah.
man, I want to win my senior night and all
Right.
that. Like, because I swear, like in the past, like I think it was like San Diego, Santa Barbara that we had no offense to them, but
Right.
like they're still good teams, but like we all had them as our senior night games. And next thing you know, we get Long Beach. Literally, that's been consistently number one
Mm-hmm.
for how many, like 13 weeks straight.
Yeah.
Like, dang, are we really gonna do this and all that? No, but then I was like, oh no. But then I think the day before our senior night, one of my teammates asked, I think it was Adrian. Yeah, Adrian asked me like, yeah, boy, so how does senior nights really work? Like, oh yeah, we play the game first, hopefully win, and then we do the ceremony, like we call it the senior one by one.
Yeah.
And he said, how many times did you guys win during senior night? And I told him, so far we never broke that streak. We
Oh
always
boy.
won on our senior night. So we better not break this streak this year. And so like then the senior night came, right? It was a really good battle. Everyone's playing their best game, I thought, of their lives.
Yeah.
then we won, and yeah, I was so happy. I remember Louis, Adrian, we hugged it out. There's some tears
Yeah,
involved with me. I told him I wasn't gonna cry and all that, but yeah, sometimes it's a little bit hard to hold him back.
absolutely. Excellent, man.
But yeah, like all those guys are like, "Hey, congratulations to me." Like they're saying congratulations to all the seniors and all that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys really earned it. I like told them, "No, man, this is like all a team effort, man. We earned it." And I'm
Hmm.
just glad that one of our last games to stand was a win against the number one team in the nation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like the cherry on top right there.
exactly.
Yeah. And now for you, now that your career is done at UH, what words do you have for next year's leaders?
I mean, next year's leaders, like, we already have pretty good leader. We have Tread. He's been doing a great job, especially from freshman year where he had to step up, especially when Sparrows
Yeah.
kind of like went down a bit, and he had to be the one to kind of, move the court around and kind of
Hmm.
like tell us what to do. But yeah, Tread has shown remarkable improvement, not just on, like with his techniques and like setting, but also as a leader. Like he really knew how to calm people down. He knew how to like gather like the rally and to kind of like bind together for moments where we were down. So
Yeah.
yeah. But what I would say to him is to, yeah, like definitely lead by example, keep doing the right things, and yeah, just keep doing what he's doing.
All right.
Because I think we're gonna be a great team. That's why next
Yep.
year.
Absolutely. And to the coaches, what's final words do you have for them?
And Coach Charlie, like, thank you again for this opportunity. And like, I don't know what you saw in me 6 years ago, but dang, you must have done something right for me to be at least a honorable mention All American. So yeah, I'm very happy that he saw something in me. Coach Capono, thank you so much for being such a wonderful coach and always not minding to go in your guys' offices, even though I have like a million questions, and I swear, like, yeah, even Coach Josh, I remember we kept having this gag joke um where like he would put something on his tab for every question I would ask him, and he told me like, yeah, I wouldn't try to pay off your tab right now. It's kind of a lot and all that. But also, Coach Milan, like he's very like, he's so goated. He's the one that taught me every single thing to know about volleyball too. Like basically word beyond the court, all like everything about passing. He changed my game entirely.
Yeah.
Like thanks to him, like he's the one that introduced me to short court and like tennis and all these different games that I scratch my head about. And yeah, he beat me at freshman year, and I'm like, how is this middle-aged man beating me at volleyball in my youth? And like that just shows like how smart he is, like
Yeah.
how long he's been around volleyball.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I'm never gonna forget this experience at UH.
Nice. And now, what is tennis? Is that like just back and forth on a short court or one
Yeah,
on
it's like
one the whole?
so short. I guess you when we say short court 1v1, so basically the boundary lines is the 10-foot line and the
Yeah.
sideline. So
Yep.
the rule is like when you serve, you're allowed one bounce,
Yep.
but you're only allowed platform.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically just like tennis, right? Your goal is to get them to either miss out of bounds or basically make them let the ball drop
Yep.
twice.
Okay. And now from serving, you're serving behind the attack line, and they get one bounce, but it's got to land inside, the short court essentially. Okay.
Exactly.
And it's one touch back and forth, just like
One
tennis.
touch, correct.
Ah, nice. All right. So now you just talked about Coach Milan, and so many of the guys just speak the world of him. What was the most dreaded drill he did that you guys?
Dreaded drill.
Yeah,
Oh my
because I heard
man.
he just creates chaos, which really
He
helps you guys
does.
prepare for a game. But yeah, he runs you guys, and we all know volleyball players don't like to run.
Like a lot of there's a lot like before every practice, we always do these drills called Milan drills. So it's like it's not even like anything that hard. It's just it's simple where it's basically like sometimes you toss a ball, like we have two balls and we have a partner. So we each have a ball. We toss a ball up and we run to the other side and catch that ball. And then we do the same thing and then we build off. So now we have to play with our platform. And before you play with your platform, you have to touch the ground and play it. And then you have to do your hands and all that. And the next drill will be something like we toss the ball and hit, and they have like two contacts. And then basically at the second contact, we set the hitter again, so he has to transition back and hit at
Oh
us
wow.
again. Like it's so much chaos. And like it's so much ball control, but it helps so much
Yeah.
because it's just constant repetition and it's so dynamic where we have to keep running back and forth, back and forth, back and
Yeah.
forth. And
Oh.
that's why like we're telling man, we're not even warm for this. Like so that tells us like we gotta get warm before practice if you know what's coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you talked a little bit earlier, cracking the tension. Who was the joker on this year's team that was,
The Joker.
the one that like you needed, somebody needed to crack the tension, and it was going to be who was it?
I'll be honest, there's like so much of them. Like but if I had to pick one, it was definitely Kurt because he has so much cracks against other people. But there's definitely I cannot repeat, especially like keep it
Mm-hmm.
PG and all that. But
Yeah,
it's like he's the guy like whenever like I'm feeling down and all that, and like I guess he can read it off my face, and he always puts his hand on my back like, "Hey, boy, dog, you okay?" It's like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm fine. It's like, hey, smile a bit. Like he always keeps telling me to smile. Like
yeah.
even Louis, he always tells me to smile on the court all the time.
And now with Louis and um, Andre, who was the other French?
Adrian.
Adrian. What was the first thing you guys showed them when they, what was the first thing they needed to see when they came to Hawaii?
What was the first thing? Well, I showed him the weight room. That's all I said. Yeah, get your butts going in the weight room.
Yeah,
No, but I think the first thing I showed them was kind of like I guess the beaches. Yeah,
yeah,
like I told them like definitely go to the beach, get a tan. Like you guys gonna be here for I don't know, like the next four
yeah,
like 3 4 years, and like you definitely enjoy the beach as much as possible,
yeah,
especially when you guys go back to France.
yeah. And now, now that you're done, now you can give an answer to this next question. Who
Okay,
had the toughest serve to try and pass?
our team.
No, again on competition. Who's like
Oh,
when you played,
competition.
like, oh man, this guy's gonna keep me on my toes. Who was the?
Like I'll say Heno.
Yeah.
The thing is, like Heno is so like he's so annoying. And like, and you can tell him if he ever like
Well, he
want
may
a
see
podcast
this.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if he ever sees like he is so annoying and like the thing is he's literally a definition of a southpaw pitcher on the mound. And like
Yeah.
it's ironic too because the end lines of a volleyball court is the exact same distance of a pitching mound to the home plate.
Oh, is it really? I never.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think 60 feet on the volleyball court and around 60 and 6 inches,
Yeah.
right?
Oh shoot.
Close enough, right?
Yeah.
But he is literally like southpaws are known to have like natural tail and natural movement.
Mm-hmm.
And like he would have like different pitches. I swear like he's looking at the catcher behind like the imaginary catcher
Yeah.
behind him. He's like nodding, no, no, no. And then like he throws a fastball or something at I don't know, like freaking 75 miles per hour. Next you know it, he's back online after he gets an ace something. Then he throws like a changeup or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh God, this guy. No, like he was the most annoying server in the NCAA.
All right.
Like even like I'll be honest, like even Moni, like he's so I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of scared of his serve
Well,
too.
I don't blame you. The kid hit
I
what,
was like
80, 85 miles an hour?
I know, like, and I swear, like, he's tossing the ball like 10 feet into the court,
Yeah.
and that literally just cuts like how much distance from us. But yeah, like, that kid has a heavy serve. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Well, we got that reach, 6'8" with whatever the reach is, and Yeah, and if he's landing 10 feet, yeah, dude, that's I don't know how you guys
Yeah,
pass
that
him.
I was just glad that, well, honestly, like in the practice, I remember in practice or one practice we were playing as before we were playing Long Beach. Milan purposely told everyone to step like 3 meters into the court,
Yeah,
so we can just toss and just like absolutely rip balls at us. So we actually prepared for that very scenario for Moni.
nice.
So like yeah, that was a good call on the coaches end to like kind of like just tell them like rip balls and all that to
Yeah.
us.
And now, playing at the stand seems like an incredible atmosphere. What is it? Just, one of the best places to play a volleyball match?
But yeah, like honestly, I think the stand is the best place in the world to play. Like when you hear the fans just cheering for you, it's just so electrifying. Even if like the stand wasn't like full.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our lowest was like yeah, our lowest like 5,000 people.
That's still crazy. That's
I
a
know
lot of
like
people.
that's yeah, like and that's probably like 5,000 people is like considered sold out in like Long Beach
Mm-hmm.
and all that. While us is like it's like 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that it's so amazing what the people of Hawaii can do for like this like yeah for this volleyball community. Like it's just so big. It's the volleyball community here is just so big,
Yeah.
and like the love for the sport and the from the fans. Like we this program honestly is successful because of the people of Hawaii,
Yeah.
and I can really say that like coming from a local boy.
And speaking of the fans, what words do you have for the UH fans and the community?
Like honestly, like big mahalos to them, like for making my 6 years being at UH like just a blast. Like whether we win or lose, despite the result, they always show their aloha to us, and they always show their dedication, their commitment, and their support to the UH programs. Not just like this year, but all the years that UH has been here, and it really showed like how the sport of volleyball is just growing, not just at Hawaii, but also like in the US.
Yeah.
So like, but part of it too is like it's just playing here. Like honestly, like I would never play anywhere else like in the country. I would want to play here at home because I know that volleyball here is playing volleyball here is just special.
Yeah.
It's absolutely special.
I had Coach Capono on, and it was right before your Japanese trip.
Oh, okay.
How was that experience?
Bro, Japan is absolutely amazing. I love Japan so much. Like food is cheap there and really good. All their street like even the street food is like, wow, this is good. And like I swear like I had to try. I went to a vending machine that had ice cream options. So like and there was one dessert. It was like shaped as a fish and had like strawberry ice cream filled in it. So it's kind of like I guess you say like a
Okay.
wafer-ish,
Yeah.
a wafer outside, and there's like strawberry ice cream filled. And it was like 200 yen. I'm like, dang, that's actually pretty cheap. So I buy it. I was like, oh, this is good. Like all the food was good there and all that. Even like the meats.
Yeah.
Yeah, like and like the soups. Like I had to try the salmon. I had to try the salmon over there.
Yeah.
I think they had like an instant Simon factory over there, and so I tried that too. But also the fish, like the sashimi was like unreal. I'm like, oh no, this is not good. I can't go back to Hawaii and eat poke the same way.
Right.
I'm gonna have to like take a break from that like 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
And,
was such a wonderful
and how
experience.
about playing against, I understood you played against a college team and a pro team. What was that? Seeing the two different styles of play. And I guess even just seeing the Japanese style of play, was it that much different than what you've seen from the college teams you play against over here?
But yeah, like it's so different, like, especially like. They're like I guess like starting with the pro team, like I swear like it's so different because like they're so much older, but they're also like very, very like high level IQ.
Yeah.
And that's also where I got to see Cole a
Mm-hmm.
bit. It was nice to see him. But yeah, like I guess it was good for all of us, especially like people like majority of us want to go pro
Yeah.
to see like, hey, yeah, this is what it takes and all that, and this is what you're gonna go get yourself
Right.
into. Yeah, so like it was a good it was kind of a good way to kind of like, hey, if you really want to do pro, or is this is like the question, do you really want to do pro and this is what you want to do in the future?
Yeah.
And then for the college team, when we played scuba, yeah, like it's so they're so what's the right word? They're so like scrappy. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the right word. They're very scrappy. And like I'm looking at like there's like a 5'7" outside. I'm like, and I remember whispering to Justin or one of my teammates like, "Hey, I could be an outside." I was like on that team. I was like, and then they have like a 5'5" libero. I'm like, holy cow, these guys are short, but and yet they take us to 5 sets. I'm like, oh
Wow.
my God.
It
But
must have felt like you were playing against six liberos at a time.
pretty much like their defense is so unreal. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like what do you have to do? Put a ball down, man. Like but
Nice.
like but it was good for at least good for me because like
Yeah.
it just shows that anyone can play defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like not just like a short guy, but also even the big guys. I think they had like a 6'9" oppo or something, which was crazy. I'm like, oh, this kid's big.
Yeah.
But he can pass. He was in the passing scheme too. I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh
remember
yeah.
talking to Cole. He was talking about how over there their practices, they'd go like they may have two practices. One practice is no jumping, no hitting, just purely passing. And it's like for 2 hours. So like they take their, the technical skill, whether it's Japan or Europe, they really focus on the all around skills versus it seems like, over here, college club and whatnot is like you're a middle, you're not going to pass.
Right.
And I think that's a detriment to a lot of players on our side.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, like going back to Milan, like he makes us do everything. Like he even makes me hit like at them because you never know when a libero guy like swing a ball,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like it just helps you. The more touch you get on the ball, right? That even more so you need to have good ball control.
Mm-hmm.
Even as
Exactly.
a middle, even like especially a setter and libero especially too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everyone needs to have good ball control.
100%. Another thing that was really cool this past year, you guys got to go to BYU and play
Hmm.
against Keoni. How was that? That must have been, tearing at you at some points.
Like it was so crazy because like I was saying we're going BYU on our first road trip. Like Jesus Christ, like you can warm us up to go somewhere in Cali or whatever, like but we had to go BYU. And like no, yeah, it was so wonderful to see Keoni again. And I also like saw the or my few teammates. I think it was like in when we were playing high performance. Yeah, I saw like Talon Tufuga and Luke Benson, a bunch of those guys. Yeah, like it
Yeah.
was good to reunite with them and all that. But yeah, like I stepped in like for the first game, like I was like, holy cow, these guys are like packed. And the thing is, there's not that much people, but it's so close to the court.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
It's like it's literally like people right there screaming in your ear.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy cow, like I could barely hear my teammates on the court. I'm like, there's no way like this is an environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I heard the ball travels different but at that altitude is
Yes.
is interesting too.
But that's the thing too, like because it's higher altitude and it's drier, like the ball tends to float more. Especially when like you see it spin and you
Yeah.
think, okay, it's dropping. Like, nope, it's catching high.
Wow.
So we had to make an adjustment where like we're all staying deep, deep. And it actually was kind of an advantage for us too. Because it travels more, it means even if they were to short like roll serve,
Yeah.
it's not gonna die too much. It's gonna keep going. So it's
Right.
less of a burden for us to kind of like move forward. So we
Yeah.
can kind of like sit a little more back. Even
Okay.
they like hit heaters, like we can like it'll be right in our lap and dime it.
Yeah. Nice. And then you also had Chaz, but I was texting with Chaz and he was saying he was behind the bench for you guys.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That was
That was
cool.
I was like, Chaz, you wouldn't fly here. He's like, no, I wouldn't drive. Like, he drove here. I'm like, what the heck? You
Oh my
crazy?
god.
Like, why'd you drive here? You should
Oh,
just. But yeah, but it's good to see that guy again.
nice. And now, when it comes to game time, did you have or do you have any pregame rituals? Did you need a nap, a certain meal, listen to certain music?
Oh yeah, I always have a pre-game routine. So usually after serving pass, we will have like a pregame meal. So I would always load on the carbs as much as possible, like pasta, bread, whatever, because I want the energy for the game. And after, whether we go to a hotel or if we're at home, I will walk home and all that. And then I would always sleep for an hour at least
Yeah.
before game, and then we'll go back to the arena or whatever. And while I travel back, I will put my headphones on and play Rocky music. So I'll play Eye of the Tiger,
Yeah.
Hearts on Fire, and all that, all by Survivor.
Nice.
Because like because Rocky was my favorite movie, was one of my favorite
Yeah.
movies at least, along with Rudy.
Yeah.
So like I was like that's why I would listen to that kind of music to kind of like get my heart going, kind of
Yeah.
like get inspired to just keep pushing and all that.
Nice. And now, during the game, say you had a couple of bad plays, what was your go-to to reset and refocus?
But yeah, I mean like we all like all the greatest athletes have that slump. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we all made like errors, like even careless errors at those times, right?
Yeah.
But in the end, like I guess like I wrote something on on my shoes. And I was kind of like in mid-season because I wrote in Chinese characters 10,000 reps. So basically like it's kind of like based off of the quote of Bruce Lee, like I I fear not the man that practice 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man that practice one kick 10,000 times. So I kind of told myself like, yeah, just remember all the reps, all the work you put in. Like even more so, you should feel confident. And
Yeah.
you make a mistake, you shrug it off like you don't care, because
Yeah.
there's always the next play, and there's plenty of volleyball to play. So like I always like look at my shoes a bit, and like okay, reset. Like, so that's kind of my way to kind of reset a bit.
All right. When it comes to passing, what have been some of the little things that helped make you a better passer?
Yeah, I mean, passing, especially as libero, like that one thing is like you have to be a good passer, and
Mm-hmm.
you that's all because that's all you really do as a libero.
Right.
Like you pass, you don't get to be the point scorer or anything. Yeah, to be locked in, like it's all about like communicating. Because I noticed like especially times where like I would pass next to Clay and then I pass next to Louis, like times where they kind of switched off a bit. It's very different how you pass, because like sometimes Clay might want you kind of like step in a bit for him, and Louis might want you to you can kind of trust Louis a little bit, but then he's also a little uncomfortable on one side too.
Yeah.
So that's why like it really a lot of it is a communication, because you need to know like if I got that seam or if he got that seam, or
Mm-hmm.
what kind of server do we got going.
Yeah.
Or like if there's a float serve, okay, hey, let me take it. I can kind of step in to
Right.
kind of so you can go hit something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of communication,
Excellent.
because in the end, like even though like passing is not directly towards you,
Mm-hmm.
but as a libero, if like one of your players got ace, it's kind of like you kind of take it personally too, because you put them in that situation, or
Yeah.
you didn't talk to them enough, or you didn't properly position them.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of like whole gist of passing is like making sure everyone's set up, everyone is in the best situation as possible.
Yeah. Great answer. Love that one. And now, for you, somebody who's going to, come to Hawaii, why would they pick UH to come and play?
I mean, honestly, like just the just the opportunities. Like one thing about Hawaii I really notice is, and you'll hear like if you come here and you hear a lot, especially about like social networking and like job opportunities, like
Yeah.
it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And maybe that's how it is too in the mainland. I'm not too sure, but
Yeah.
a lot of times in Hawaii, when we have a lot of opportunities to talk to professionals, especially because our coaches make us to kind of like mingle with like a bunch of group of people,
Yeah.
especially like people like the senator and all
Mm-hmm.
that, or like companies that support our program and make good donation, like big donations to
Yeah.
our program. Like they make us mingle, and it's good too because we have to learn to talk to people, and not just like
Exactly.
not those kind of people, also like fans and the interaction, like because in the end, like those guys are the ones that are actually contributing to our program because
Yeah.
they're the ones that are paying to watch us, to go in the arena, and also like paying like for like subscription for
Mm-hmm.
ESPN and all that. Like they're the ones that are supporting us.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things that like it's good to build social networking. And I think Hawaii is a great place because especially that state, like we're on a small island.
Yeah.
So even more so, everyone's watching you. So that's why we have to be careful what we do
Mm-hmm.
and what we say. Because like I think my dad told me too that like I think like I was working out and I was running up a hill or something like that. And then I came back and was like, "Hey, were you running up hills?" Like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" I was like, one of my coworkers told me he saw you and all that." And it's like, "They did? I didn't see him." But he's like, "Yeah," and he kept telling me, "Yeah, it's a small island. You better watch out. Like,
Yeah.
just just know people are constantly watching you."
Yeah.
So that's just one of those things like in Hawaii, like it's good to like make connections
Mm-hmm.
because you really never know, like one day like those people might help you out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And now, I had Kurt on a while ago,
Mhm.
Kurt Nusterer, and he sent me over a few questions.
Oh no.
But he also sent me a video clip, and he wanted,
Oh no.
it's the video of him doing this wonderful monster one-handed block. You got put in to do a serve, and your serve, let's say the serve didn't even stay between the antennas. And
That was 2023.
and he was like, ask him what was going through his head.
Oh God. You know, so that's when Jakob was there. So that first of all, that one hand Kong block was Jakob after an overpass, and we were all like hyped up and all that. And I remember I was still jittery too because I hardly got on the court, but I would just get a little jittery, especially like why would I be serving? And like the thing is, I had to step all the way back to the like like an old school serve where you go all the way in the
Uh
back
huh.
of the gym and just float serve in. And the thing is, I forgot to take a couple breaths, and so then accidentally I missed the ball just a little bit because like if you're closer, right, it's hard to miss.
Right.
But then when you're farther distance, right, that small miss turns to the bigger deviation to
Yeah.
somewhere else. I hit into the cam like, oh, I was like, God, that was not good. But what was going through my mind was like, oh, just keep the serving, just keep the serving. And next thing you know, I'm like, oh no, I didn't keep it in.
Oh, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
funny one. And now, so now to his question. So he says to ask you about your high school, Farrington, and the reputation it has on the island. Why did you choose to go there instead of Iolani?
Oh,
Iolani?
Iolani.
Iolani.
Iolani. Okay. Okay, so in Hawaii, a lot of or there's people that graduate from public school or those guys have tend to be very prideful.
Yeah.
Like saying, "Oh yeah, we would graduate from a public school." Like we always like mention that. Like if we had like an introduction, like say like hi, my name is Eleu. I graduated from Farrington High School in public school, something like that. We were
Yeah.
always so prideful to like say something like that. But Farrington was known to be rugged, low income
Yeah.
kind of like community. Like there's a lot of people live in the housing areas, and yeah, I mean, yeah, it was like known to like have like gang affiliations,
Yeah.
I would say, but yeah, it wasn't a really good environment.
Okay. All right.
Like, but it's not really want to say like that, but yeah, so in order for I guess like I don't know if it's the same for the mainland, but if you live out of district, you have to get a
Yeah.
geographical exemption. Because I wasn't in the district, I had to get GE from Kalani High School, which was my district
Yeah.
school. And so then I had to, so then because I really want to go Farrington, and part of that reason too, because I knew about like the the college programs there, like early college,
Yeah.
where it's like you can get dual credits. You can get credits for high school, and you can also
Nice.
get credits for college when you go in it. So yeah, you won't. So it'll be a quicker graduation for you or save money.
Oh, okay.
And also like the college courses in high school is like it's free. So like
Yeah.
I heard about the opportunities like, oh yeah, I want to go to it. But also too is like I kind of want to experience the social aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is like so my whole family went to private school. Like I always tell this story too because I would say, yeah, my sister went to Iolani, which is like the number one private school I think on the island or
Yeah.
like the state. My dad went to St. Louis. It was an all boys school known for like their brotherhood and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom went to Kamehameha School, which is known to be like for all where all the Hawaiians go mainly, and they have such a beautiful campus.
Yeah.
And then here you have me going to Barrington High School, like the that goes into like a people say like ghetto school and
Yeah.
all that. And I'm like, so I throw everyone off of it, but I tell them that I shadowed at Farrington one day, and I noticed that all these kids, man, they're such a good group of kids and all that. And like, yeah, some of them may not make the best decision, but
Yeah.
in the end, they're actually just good kids. They're and they just want like get their degrees, figure out what they want to do with their lives,
Yeah.
and they just make do with what they got.
Yeah.
And I learned that I kind of have to learn to do that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have to learn to kind of like scrap for things, and I have to
Yeah.
learn to like speak up for myself. Because as a kid, I was very shy too.
Yeah.
I didn't like to like ask for help from teachers and all
Mm-hmm.
that. And now, like I said before, I like to ask a million questions to
Yeah.
coaches.
Nice.
No, but like, yeah, but that school provided me a great, wonderful education. I also heard they had a good engineering academy.
Mm-hmm.
So we had like different academies like engineering, health academy, and there's like social justice, something
Yeah.
like that. But yeah, like we also had the choice to go in our field of what we wanted to work in. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like college too, like a miniature version of college where we kind of like can choose our classes
Yeah.
to specialize. So that's how I got a good background on AutoCAD.
Yeah. Nice. Now, second
Yeah.
question. He said to ask you about your sister Bailey, who played for Wahine volleyball team, and just how she is an inspiration to you.
Yeah, I mean, Bailey, like again, like I said before, she was one of the biggest reasons why I played volleyball in the first place and also in college. She was definitely like she was like a good word to explain her is like she's a go-getter.
Yeah.
And she constantly worked hard and she always had these visions and these sometimes I always thought you crazy like why would you think that or why you think that's possible? Because right now she has her own staging company and she's also a realtor for Better Homes. And she's telling me that, yeah, one day I just want to put those two things together where I can do my realting and then I can have my staging company all together in one. And
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you're so crazy. Like, there's no way. And like, I mean, she's doing good for herself, honestly. Yeah. And even in volleyball, like, she always wanted to perfect the right set. And
Mm-hmm.
she took pride on making bad passes into a perfect in system set.
Yeah.
And she took pride for that. And she has such a high IQ for volleyball.
Yeah. Nice.
And like it kind of inspired me like because for me like when as a kid all I want to do is just like flail around. It's like, oh there's a volleyball, okay, let's just
Right.
hit the nuts out of it or something like that. And so like I was all about like power and then Bailey on the other hand was all about brains and finesse. And then so she kind of taught me like, yeah, volleyball is not really it's different from martial arts where you can just punch as hard as you
Right.
can or whatever. Like it's kind of like, you have to it's an art. It's
Yep.
an art.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
now he also sent in a question. He said, how did you get into calisthenics and what is the craziest thing you can do?
Oh God. Okay, so Calisthenics, well, I always believed in body weight
Mm-hmm.
workouts. So I always stayed I kind of like staying away from like the heavy stuff like a squat bar or like
Yeah.
kind of like the bench presses. But of course I did it like in during season too because I knew I had to gain strength.
Yeah.
But like for body weight stuff, I always like the basics, kind of like like military, right? They always like did the push-ups, they do the sit-ups, they do like a 5 mile jog or
Yeah.
whatever like that. Like I always like doing old school workouts. And then part of it too is like Bruce Lee being my inspiration. Like I noticed like, hey, this guy's like 140 pounds, but punches almost like the same force as a heavyweight, like Muhammad
Mm-hmm.
Ali. I was like, how is this even possible? Then I was doing research on it. Like, it was like tendon strength. Like, he was like, tendon strength. Like, yeah. So it's not like he didn't have a lot of muscles, but if like he had well-defined muscles,
Yeah.
but his tendons were freakishly strong.
Oh
Like, that's why
wow.
you see like the two-finger push-up
Yeah.
and all that. And like, I think he could easily do a one-arm pull-up. Like, it was nothing.
Wow.
Like, yeah, like he was so fast too. Like, and he said it was tendon strength. And then I looked up what tendon strength was. It was like because muscle is protein synthesis, right? When you do micro tears, when you work out,
Mm-hmm.
you eat protein so the protein can build those micro tears and make it even stronger and build more volume.
Yeah.
Versus tendon strength is actually collagen synthesis. So it's kind of the same thing. So a lot of exercise that would build tendons is like isos, like overcoming iso that Bruce Lee did. So he'll get like a if he'll get like a bar and tie it with a chain and tie it to the ground
Mm-hmm.
and just like curl it as hard as he can, and that would build like tendon strength
Oh,
and
okay.
all that. Like any iso is good for your tendons. Like so yeah, so that's kind of gone to calisthenics. So then I guess like the one thing I can do, so I actually also can do the two finger push-ups.
Oh,
I won't do
cool.
it now because I'm a little cold. I have to warm up. But yeah, but also Louis can do a muscle up. I can do a muscle up, but he can do a lot more than me. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
so like I'm trying to work to a point where I could do like I think it's called a front planche, basically where your your arms are extended out and you kind of like do a little lever here, and then your legs are lifted up in the air,
Yeah.
and so the only thing holding you is your two hands.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then the final question is to ask you about your thesis. He said it was very important to you.
Okay, so
Yeah, is he pulling our legs or, are these good
no,
questions?
it was very important. So the reason the reason why he probably asked that question is because like I remember like they will always ask me like, hey, you want to play beach or something? Hey, you want to go out for dinner on that? And my one excuse was always like, sorry boys, I got my thesis. It was always my thesis. So this thesis was very important because this class dictates whether I pass or fail, or that where I get my degree or not for my
Yeah.
master's in civil engineering.
Oh, wow.
And so I worked on it like literally from January all the way till May, even up when we're in the tournament and all that. And so I was still thinking about my topic and I was doing research, like finding different articles and like kind of like trying to educate myself on like what because I did my thesis topic was tsunamis.
Mm-hmm.
So my specific topic was importance of tsunami in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And so I found a lot of articles and I didn't start writing till like March. And and like I was like, oh crud, I should probably get started. And so then I started writing and all that. And I just wanted to make sure it's perfect. And then
Yeah.
as the 2 months go along, I ended up writing like 50 pages.
Dang.
And like I think yeah, like I think like I didn't have to write that much, but I just wanted to make sure I got everything in
Yeah.
there. But yeah, and and literally at the tournament, like I also had to write a presentation. I had to do a presentation, like a PowerPoint.
Yeah.
And at first I thought I had to do 40 minutes worth of talking. I'm like, whoa, 40 minutes?
That's a
Heck
lot.
no. Like yeah, but then after I got him to like, okay, 20 minutes is good enough. Like, okay, I can work with 20 minutes. And the
Oh.
thing is, I didn't work through my presentation like literally 2 days before we left to Ohio.
Oh, wow.
So I'm like, oh crud. I'm like, yeah, I should probably work on that
Probably a
because
good
I'm
idea.
really
Yeah.
busy.
Oh,
Yeah, so I was working on the presentation, also work on the paper. And then because we lost in semifinals, we got to go home early.
yeah.
And then I actually told myself, and like I told myself like, hey, look at this situation. If you win semifinals, you get to go to the finals. You get to play more.
Yeah.
But if you lose, you go home and you get to work more on your thesis. I'm like, so hey, it's a win-win for me here, I
Right.
guess. So
Yeah.
like, and so
Oh,
then my presentation was, I think, yeah, last Wednesday, and I was so nervous and I kept practicing. So I asked my friends, Caleb and Trevin, over to my house to, hey, can you guys help me practice? Like, practice what? My presentation, my thesis. And they're like, why? Because I need an audience to like talk in front of.
right.
Because if I can get you guys to understand, I can definitely get the people you know, that been in the civil engineering field to understand it.
Right.
Like a lot clearer. And say, okay. And so I was practicing in front of them, and then a lot of times like they're kind of making me laugh a bit too. I'm like, guys, I'm trying to present. Can you please not make me laugh? Like seriously, like I'm like, it's like, what do you mean? You guys have if you laugh in front of us, how are you gonna be able to present in front of random people? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, fine. So then they actually helped me out a lot because they helped me find different ways to word things or
Mm-hmm.
different ways to kind of explain it. And yeah, so they helped me out a lot. And then it got to a point where I practiced so much. I even like closed my computer. I memorized every single slides and I
Yeah.
had like 40 slides on there. Yeah, and yeah, like I memorized every single slides. I would present of what to say.
Mm-hmm.
I even said like I would introduce myself and then I'll say, Kate, next slide. So I'll pretend to reach to my computer and press next slide and explain like everything. And there's like one slide that has like a map of the Pacific plate boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally explained everything, like even to like the symbols that are on that map, like the jagged lines represents a converging plate boundary, then the red spots represent the hot spots, and then like I had to explain what those were and like the importance of the movements of the plate and all the technical stuff
All from
basically.
memory.
Yeah, like so I actually got to the point where I memorized it. So I was like, oh
You're
yeah,
ready.
yeah, I think I'm ready.
Nice. And how did it go?
Actually went pretty good because I think before the presentation, I talked to my dad about it too, and he told me, hey, like, don't you think about presenting? Remember Disney, like Walt Disney. The reason for his success is that he was a great storyteller. When you talk to people, you always want to tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
And the story always has a beginning and ending, and your goal of that presentation or that story is to connect the lines, connect how you got from the beginning and how you kind of got to the ending.
Yeah.
So like, and also like, okay, like sure, like so I kind of had fun with it, and I didn't use like a lot of professional language or high technical words and all that. I do have a limited vocabulary, by the way. But yeah, but all he says like it doesn't have to be like fancy words. It's just that as long as you get the message to your audience,
Mm-hmm.
then you've done your job. And so at the end, they gave me good feedback. There's things that I kind of missed, like some concepts and
Yeah.
theories. I was like, okay, like I told them thank you for the clarification. And then so I actually found out before the presentation that they tell you on the spot whether you pass or
Oh
fail.
shoot. Okay.
So I'm like, oh gee, thanks for the pressure, huh? Like, and yeah, so then basically what they do is after you've done present,
Mm-hmm.
they give you some, or they allow other audience to ask questions,
Yeah.
and they ask you questions, and then then they kick you out,
Oh God. So now you wait.
and then you wait whether like you pass or fail, and then they brought me and saying you pass. I'm like, oh yes, and so I was like calm about it. Then as soon as everyone left the room, it was just me, or my other two
Yeah.
friends. I just yelled out, "Let's go!" And just like out loud. And my other friend was like, "Shh, there's still people taking finals." I'm like, I don't care.
I'm
I'm just glad
done.
I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done. What do you
nice.
do?
Congratulations,
No.
man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And now, I got a fun question for you. A while ago, I had
Okay.
Eric Shoji on, and him and Taylor Averill have this thing, what's the toughest position in volleyball? So, what is the toughest position in volleyball?
You know, I would say libero, but I know that's a wrong answer already.
It's not a wrong answer. Mason Briggs gave the same answer.
Cause like no, because the reason I would say libero is because you have one job, right?
Exactly.
And like if you're terrible passing and you're libero, what's the point of your position? You're just basically taking up
Mm
square footage on the court.
hmm. Well, also, you can't, if you have a bad pass, you can't make it up with a great kill
No,
or a
that's
great
why like
block.
it's like that's all you're there for is just passing.
Yeah.
That's why I think libero is a hard position, but I also say like setter is also a hard position too, because if you really think about it, you are the player as a setter that touches the ball most than any other positions on the team.
Yeah.
So that means you gotta have the best ball control on the court. So that's why I would say setter would be like one of the tougher ones too, especially like they're the ones that are running the show and they're
Yeah.
running the offense. And like yeah,
Absolutely.
so and if there's a bad pass, technically it's on them
Yeah.
because they're in charge of somehow making it up for it and trying to convert it to a
Mm
point.
hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's actually a lot of pressure on the setter. So I would definitely give him a shout out of like
All
one of
right.
the hardest positions to you.
Nice. And now, away from the court, what are some of the things you enjoy to do?
Yeah, I mean, Kurt kind of said it too, like calisthenics. I like to work out.
Yeah.
I like to go on hikes, and usually after games, I actually like to go on walks, like just by myself, some
Yeah.
like with my headphones on. Yeah, just kind of like decompress
Yeah.
because whenever there are games going involved, like things happen like 100 miles per hour and
Mm
all
hmm.
that. And then you really got the as like an athlete, like the mind, like your mind just races so much. And there's times where you just gotta slow down. Like
Yeah.
you just gotta kind of like take a step back, decompress, and like kind of like have thoughts to yourself. And like sometimes loneliness doesn't necessarily mean you're by yourself,
Mm
but
hmm.
it gives you it's your like my me time.
Right. Yeah.
Like you actually have a conversation with yourself, kind of like it doesn't have to be like about volleyball, but like it could just be about anything, honestly. Like, hey, how do you feel? Or
Yeah.
hey, like, do you think I could pass that ball better? Or hey, like, what's going on? Like, or hey, I'm hungry. Let's go here or something like that.
Right.
Like, it's just like it's a good practice because a lot of times like people want to like talk to their friends, they want to vent and all that. And
Mm
yeah,
hmm.
it's good to have friends to vent to, but when there's times where they're busy or like where you feel you're reliant on those guys, like then in the end you're not independent. You're dependent on other people's energy and all
Yeah.
that. And that's why you have to learn to be more self-sustaining or like find ways to comfort yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of like what student athletes have to learn because especially like we have busy schedules. Like we have practice and then we have weights and we have school, like classes, and sometimes there's people where right after we're done with the weights, they go straight to the classroom.
Yeah.
Or if we just finished class, we have to go straight to the practice and that's that flip of the switch of like just from school to volleyball is it's really hard.
Yeah. And
And
getting
like
alone
that's
time is good to get.
no, that's why that's why like I really value these walks. Like not
Yeah.
even just for volleyball, just for like overall like quality of life
Yeah.
and also get my 10,000 steps in for the day
There
too.
you go.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, hey, before we get into that, what's next for you?
I was fortunate enough to have a job lined up for me.
Nice.
So I'll probably start somewhere like maybe June 30th or maybe a little bit before.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gonna work at Fukunaga and Associates, a civil engineering firm. We do a lot of like water resource stuff, even
Mm-hmm.
some environmental. I think we did a little bit of transport work, but yeah, I'm very excited to work
Nice.
with them. Yeah, I
Excellent.
got to intern in with like 2 years, like in the summer,
Mm-hmm.
and I really love the environment. Everyone's super nice. It's very family oriented.
Yeah, that's important.
And yeah, they all of them were like open arms to me. And like I had so much questions too. And I was they made me feel like it's okay to ask
Yep.
questions. Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on, sharing your story. But before I let you go, look to you to recommend somebody in your volleyball circle who should come on and share their journey.
Okay. I would say did you did you do Louis?
Louis was on. Yep.
Okay, Louis, ooh, JT,
Oh,
Justin Todd.
all right. We'll get Justin on then. Maybe get
Yeah,
you to
get
twist his
Justin
arm and
on.
we'll get him on.
Nice.
All right. Well, hey, good luck in your new job. And yeah, thank you again for coming on and sharing your story.
No, yeah, thank you so much for having me.